Welcome everyone. You're listening to the Inner Stuff podcast with me, Dimi, your host, and I just would like to say how deeply grateful I am that you're here, and I hope you enjoy. I'm too old. I don't have enough experience. I can never lose weight. I can't pursue my dreams because I don't know what I would do if I fail. I can't trust people because I've been betrayed before. I could never start my own business. Bad things always happen to me. Someone else has probably done this already. Dear listener, these are just some of the limiting beliefs that run through our minds on a daily basis or when we are faced with some kind of decision making. We all go through it, and as I said, those are just some. We all have a bunch of limiting beliefs to work through, and they are getting in the friggin' way of your life. Let's dissect limiting beliefs. Firstly, what are beliefs? What is a belief? It may sound obvious, but here are a few definitions. A belief is an acceptance that something exists or is true, especially one without proof. It's really important to understand this part. Without proof. You will understand this a bit later. A belief is something that is accepted, considered to be true, or held as an opinion. Something believed. Simple enough, right? Okay, what does limiting mean? Bear with me here, we are dissecting, okay? Limiting, preventing you from having much choice. Preventing you from having much choice. Also very important to keep in mind for later. So with that, a limiting belief is something you believe to be true that limits you in some way. This limiting belief can be about you, about others, or about the world, or about anything, to be honest. The challenge here with having limiting beliefs is that you are quite literally limiting your life, your potential. You are unconsciously holding yourself back from making different choices in your life because remember, limiting was defined as preventing you from having much choice. By holding yourself back from making different choices, it keeps you from seeing the many different opportunities that are presented to us daily. It can also keep us in a negative loop of our thoughts because, again, we have limited our choices. Now, it's important to note that we all have limiting beliefs, all of us. Even while I'm recording this podcast, I'm remembering all the limiting beliefs that I personally have right now, or I've worked through them. And probably more are going to pop up out of nowhere in the future. It's normal that when certain moments happen in our life, we make up a story about why it happened. We start to live as if our story were true, and this keeps us feeling safe. Now, where do these limiting beliefs come from? Why do we have them? How do we find these limiting beliefs? Well, a lot of our limiting beliefs are created from childhood, and they become a part of our identity. I would like you to know there is no one to blame, not our parents or anybody. We are all victims of victims. We are all programmed. We are all robots being programmed by robots. We are programmed. It's nobody's fault, but you can break the cycle. Limiting beliefs are just stories we make up in our head by attaching made-up meanings to events, and we think these stories are keeping us safe, protecting us from being humiliated to rejected. Nina Cook, who's a business mindset coach, wrote, "Deep down, we know we are here to shine and play big, but the stories we tell ourselves mean we hold back through fear. We play it safe. We end up living only half a life. This is where stress and internal conflict come in, as we feel ourselves pulled back from the edge of our calling." Now, that's a little bit heartbreaking if you ask me. Limiting beliefs constrain us in some way. Limiting beliefs are often about ourselves and our self-identity. Self-limiting beliefs are assumptions or perceptions that you've got about yourself and about the way the world works. These beliefs limit us because in some way they're holding us back from achieving what we are capable of. Earlier, I mentioned that many of our beliefs were ingrained in our brains as children, from our parents, TV, movies, other influential adults, anything that you can think of. Here is a small example I took off positivepsychology.com. And I'm just going to read directly from this example. As a child, you might have learned to clean your room so that your parents would be happy with you. As that type of motivation becomes habitual, you could develop a mindset of only doing things that get you approval from others. Now, this kind of belief can be harmful as you get older. Even if this example doesn't resonate with you, I would like to ask you, are you able to think of any belief system you formed in your childhood and how they may be influencing your mindset today? I will ask you again. Are you able to think of any belief systems you formed in your childhood and how they may be influencing your mindset today? An interesting and freeing fact I would like to share with you is every thought that pops into your head is not true. I don't even know if you realize that. When I found this out, I was like, oh my gosh. Every thought that pops into your head is not true. Wow, how freeing is that? Now, it's important to understand though, without practice, we are unable to distinguish which beliefs or thoughts are false or true. And that's okay. I'm going to explain how to overcome these limiting beliefs. Our thoughts are very powerful because they control our emotions, and our emotions lead to our behaviors, what we act on, and how we react. Our beliefs literally create our reality. Whether it's positive or negative, our beliefs, our stories, and views we hold about the world and ourselves. They are a feeling of certainty about what something means. I want you to think of your beliefs, true or untrue, as the lens in which we look through and experience our lives. The beliefs you have, negative or positive, create expectations. So what are you expecting? Are you expecting a failed relationship? Are you expecting to fail in your new business because you believe you are not good enough? Are you expecting to not ever have enough money? Are you expecting to feel anxiety or stress? Or are you expecting happiness and good things to happen? Love and laughter. As I mentioned earlier, our beliefs quite literally create our reality. Our beliefs create our reality. Our nature is to only invest energy into that which we believe will produce the outcome we seek. Therefore, when we believe something is not going to work out, even unconsciously, we sabotage our potential by taking half-hearted action. Tony Robbins said, the only thing that's keeping you from getting what you want is the story you keep telling yourself. I am now going to walk you through a way that you can work through your limiting beliefs. Before I start, there is one more thing I would like to say though, which I forgot to mention earlier. As humans, we like to prove ourselves right. So no matter the belief we have, we will seek the evidence that will prove or substantiate the beliefs we have about ourselves. We unconsciously try to find the evidence to make that belief true. Now let's talk about how to clear these limiting beliefs. After listening, you can go through it again with a pen and paper and actually try to do these exercises. So when you're done, you can come back to this when you feel ready and try to go through these steps. Okay, you can pause, do the exercise, and continue. So here we go. First, we are going to see what limiting beliefs we have under our categories of life. The categories are health and your body, career or your work, money, romantic relationships, other relationships such as family and friends, personal desires, and material things. So you can write these down with enough space to write under these categories. Under each of these categories, you're going to write down the beliefs that you have. Don't overthink it. Don't hold back. Just write what comes out immediately. Try to identify and write down what beliefs are holding you back from taking the next step in the category of your life. If you're struggling to think of a belief, because sometimes honestly we can't think of any, try to ask yourself questions. A good question is, what do I complain about the most? What do I worry about the most? You might have only one belief for a category and perhaps 5 for another category. There is no wrong, but try to at least write one belief under each category. We are going to get to the point where we work on the one you need the most right now, so don't worry. Now, after you have written down your beliefs under these categories of life, choose the ones that you feel are honestly holding you back the most right now. It could be 1 or 3 or 7 of them, but choose the top beliefs that you are drawn to right now that you feel are stopping you from achieving your goals. Write them down. After you have written down these top beliefs, I would like you to thank these beliefs for how they have protected you. Now you're thinking, what? Why would I thank thoughts that are getting in the way of my damn life? Well, it's important to always honor your journey and your thoughts. Before we let these limiting beliefs go, I want you to honor them. They have kind of been with you for a long time. Think of them as a friend you are parting ways with. Sometimes you outgrow good friends, and that's okay. It's the same with these beliefs. Now, after you've thanked your old beliefs, or your old friends, let's say, you're going to give yourself permission to forgive and work past these beliefs. Forgive yourself for holding onto these beliefs longer than they were supposed to serve you. Give yourself permission to move forward. Tell yourself it's okay. I am safe, I am secure, and I am ready to let go of my limiting beliefs. It's going to be okay. You might be feeling a few emotions while actively going through this exercise, and that's okay. After this emotional bit, I would like to ask you to take these top beliefs that you want to clear on right now and find justifications or evidence for them. Remember, as humans, we always provide evidence for our beliefs. So to clear these beliefs, we need to get to the root of these bad boys. Write down your top beliefs that you want to clear today. And under each of them, you're going to write down the evidence for that belief. Ask yourself, what proof or evidence do I have that this belief is true? You're going to do this for each belief that you chose to work on today. The main top ones that you chose. After writing down the evidence of the belief, we have to trace the root or the origin of this belief. Under each belief, write down where this belief originated from. What is the first memory you have of this belief? I would also ask yourself, what emotions are anchoring your belief? For example, do you feel comfort in not really trying to create your first business because then you know you can't fail? After taking some time with these activities, it is time for us to replace those beliefs with new ones. Time to create new stories. How exciting is that? We get to choose our new stories or beliefs. I want you to think and now write down your new alternative beliefs that would be consistent with someone who really achieves the goals or dreams that you're going after. What beliefs would they have to be so driven and successful? Write down these new alternative beliefs and then write down the new evidence that is going to support this belief. Write out these new beliefs in a confident manner. Remember, you created these old beliefs. You can create the new ones. Even if it feels silly, just do it. An example is if your old belief was that there isn't enough money. Your new belief is money flows freely and effortlessly. State these beliefs in the present tense, the exact same way you were telling yourself your old beliefs. Think about the emotions attached to these new beliefs. What does it feel like to really live this new belief? Do you feel super excited, energetic, like you believe anything is possible? Do you have people around you that will support this new belief? They will help to, will these people help to reinforce these new beliefs? This is really important. The last bit to think about is to think about some action steps that you could take on a daily basis with your new beliefs. Don't end this exercise without writing down at least 3 action steps you could take every day to help you live these new beliefs until they are ingrained in that beautiful mind of yours. This exercise can take you anything from about 15 minutes to an hour. Don't rush it. The great thing is you now have the formula to remove your limiting beliefs whenever you feel necessary. So, to summarize the formula, write down the life categories. Write down the beliefs you have associated with those categories. Say thank you, I forgive you, I love you, and I honor you to those beliefs. Write down the evidence that supports those new beliefs. Write down the origin, not the new beliefs. Write down the evidence that supports those old beliefs. Write down the origin story of those beliefs and the emotions felt with these beliefs. Now, choose your new beliefs and write down at least 3 action steps that you can take daily to reinforce these beliefs, to live these new beliefs. I believe in you, listener. I believe in you. One more thing before I go. Remember, personal beliefs are chronic, self-fulfilling prophecies. As Louise Hay said, if you accept a limiting belief, then it will become a truth for you. I really, really hope this episode helped at least one person today. I just would like to say thank you for listening, and I wish you a lot of beautiful healing.